Welcome to Guyana 411. This week we take a look at homestead farming. Many persons, when they think of agriculture, think of hundreds of acres under cultivation or large expanses of lands to graze cattle. The fact is, many persons involved in agriculture do so from small homesteads, where they have some cattle or small ruminants, sheep, goats. They live on the same plot of land and they subsidize their income with money from the sale of the animals they rear. Or is it the other way around, where their main source of income is from the animals that they rear?
Owen McGarrell is a retired head teacher and also a livestock farmer in the Buxton community. He rears livestock at his house.
I mean, we all know for a fact that after retirement, your means of living, the kind of emoluments that you were getting tends to cut down. So prior to my retirement, I started this venture so that it can take me into retirement to ensure that I eke out a proper living until such time. Prior to getting so intense into duck farming and pig farming, I was into mostly cash crop farming. It really helped me to make ends meet, so to put it. Right? It really caused me to work harder because the few dollars were coming. So it actually supplemented that salary and enhanced it. There were so many little things, more things that I could have done in my little domicile here. I am into duck rearing. I am into pig rearing, egg production, and I have a few small ruminants.
McGarrell sees his livestock farm not only as a source of income and providing food for his family, but also as a ready supply for the residents of the close-knit community. He particularly prides himself in being able to sell his excess produce of eggs and meat at a price which enables the average low-income earners to have access to wholesale, fresh sources of meat.
Whatever I do, I sell at a very reasonable price, which means that my people are able to enjoy a cheaper source of protein from my yard. I get a little extra thing to put in my pocket, you know. I mean, I just drink me one beer now and then. So I get an extra few dollars to put into my pocket, which I sometimes reinvest. And of course, as I said, my people enjoy a cheaper source of protein. Because even when I have the eggs, I do not sell it like at the same price on the market. I'm always $100 less. My pork, always $100 less. The ducks, well, right now there's a market. There is no market for my ducks. But I'm hoping that I can encourage people around to start using duck meat. If they decide to do that, rather than paying $1,000 in the market, I'll go for probably $700 or $800 just to ensure that not only that I get the ducks off, but also it's going to be cheaper for them.
As if it is not doing enough, McGarrell says, his homestead livestock farm provide employment for the villagers. Given the high employment rate among Guyanese, especially young people, and government's promotion of self-employment, McGarrell is one example of what can be achieved by efficient use of our land.
On a good week, when the layers were there, on a good week, I could easily have, after I would have cleared expenses and so on, I could have easily put a $30,000 aside. One of the benefits of this integrated system that I have here is that if one fails, the other one is supposed to be able to supplement the others. Right now, what I've been doing is 4 days per week. I've been doing some part-time teaching at the Guyana School of Agriculture. The farm basically is my main source of income. Because, what I'm doing there at Guyana School of Agriculture, it's not something that is, paid. The money that you get there is not no big money. But I'm doing it for the fun of it. It is necessary that I employ one or two persons. Right now, I have my, one worker who comes in early in the mornings, probably spend about 3 or 4 hours, and is finished for the day. Because at this juncture, I cannot afford to pay someone for the entire day. So that person comes in, he works, and he goes. Whatever else is there to be done during the course of the day, I try to get it done myself.
And in keeping with government's thrust to promote and expand agriculture production nationwide, McGarrell tells us that the Guyana Livestock Development Authority, GLDA, is the main source of input for his farm.
I have some breeders in terms of ducks. These breeders, I bought them from GLDA. I collect eggs and I take them to GLDA every Thursday, collect ducklings, and I sell these ducklings. Those that are not sold, then I fatten them.
The archery department allow many farmers like McGarrell to use the facility at a minimum cost of $100 to hatch an egg. Many farmers, primarily single parents from all parts of the country, take advantage of this opportunity. Robin Austin, GLDA's genetic improvement specialist, says the archery department has helped homestead farmers of ducks to become more efficient and expand.
We started at the beginning of January with 18 farmers, and now we are about 56, I'm not too sure. So there is opportunity for people doing business. Now they're the large producers, they would produce over 1,000 ducklings, which means again there is opportunity for business, where they would sell to somebody who does slaughter, who does selling, and you see how many job creation is done from this stuff. Lots of women are in it. If you come on Fridays, you would see most of them are women and they're single parent. So we are providing an income, and we're especially careful and cautious with them so that, we increase their income.
GLDA is also a source of technical advice and research for the development of new breeds of livestock to help livestock farmers lower the production costs, enjoy greater profit, and become more efficient in their production practices.
A homestead farm is one which is maintained on the same land occupied by the home of the farmer. It can be a source of relaxation for many who farm as a pastime, whilst for some, a homestead farm may be their only source of income and sustenance.
Many persons, especially in the rural community, would grow vegetables, greens as we call them. They would have some chickens and probably a sheep or two or some other animal for meat. For people like Avril, a vegetable farmer, it is very satisfying.
And this farming I just do, while I ain't got nothing to do, me and my husband just plant up my garden. And planting this garden, I don't hungry, and I always get a dollar in my pocket. Well, when I get my callaloo and thing, I sell it at the market, and at least it just bring in a good income. It ain't enough, but I just eat well, and my husband is working the interior and otherwise.
Joseph Norton is Avril's nephew and says homestead farming is an alternative to working away from home.
It is not really no heavy challenge. Once you take it to your heart and say, this is my way of life, and this is what helped me, and this is nutritious or organic, what would be like helping you of yourself to live healthy, it won't be hard. At the end of the week, you could clear 25. You don't gotta get up and go and sweat out yourself all day, trying for hustle and bustle. You're at home where you could plant and encourage your property, like your trees grow, it add value to your place.
Kurt Adams, another homestead farmer, tells us that it gives him a source of income while allowing his family to eat farm-refreshed organic products without the burden of high cost and uncertainty about the quality of what is being consumed.
I feel every citizen of this country should do that. No matter what job you're doing, you must choke something. Because if you put 1 tree okra, you put couple seed of boro, you understand me tell you? You get a little bank of callaloo. You know what you're eating. And once you know what you're eating, you're going to live more long. Me in believe that everybody must go and buying everything. You must get something in your yard. That you can say, go down and get a fresh cabbage. You understand me? Because Guyanese get land in there and get backlands and could put something, not just concrete your whole yard, and every minute you're going to mark. Believe that everybody that have a yard space, pay your yard, chuck something inside. You're going to see the benefit you get. You're going to save more. If you're spending at the market 6,000 just so your greens, you're going to start spending 3,000. You're going to save back 3,000. And that 3,000 a year, you check 3,000 for the whole year, how much you're going to save.
Many persons believe that in order to farm, one needs an abundance of land and other resources. With modern farming methods such as the hydroponics and shade cropping, farming can be as simple as sowing a seed in a recycled pair of long boots, old bucket, or such items found around the home. Kurt Adams tells us how easy it is to utilize space around the home to achieve self-satisfactory through farming.
You ain't gotta get a lot of land space. You could do whatever you get. Right now, me whole yard get celery and fruits tree. And before I plant celery, I had pop choy, I had bora, all them things, but I just change my crops. I use a chicken mole, I use a cow mole, and I use some 15-15. But I don't use no other type of chemical.
Where does you get the cow mole and the chicken mole from?
Well, my neighbor just get a cow. I mean, if my neighbors get, we're going to get plenty cow. The chicken mole, them magaril. Them magaril does mine chicken and so. So I thank God for that, because they just ease me a lot. We do construction work like an and a half. You do something, you do work, you get 6 months work, you do 8 months. And the beauty about it, my yard was like a kitchen garden. That was like my hobby. So I got me doing in between, you know. I always do thing, but now the farming overpower the construction, and that become a way of life now. And the money might be big, but at least it getting me through the day. When you're going to work, you got to spend the whole day out. But when you're there home doing your thing, it's at least for me, I just feel good that when me children leave, they see me when they come back, they see me.
Joff Dick is a migrant from Barbados. He's planted fruit trees in almost every square foot of his yard. Dick says that his venture into agriculture was sparked by his experience on the island of Barbados. Dick gets his seedlings from the National Agriculture Research and Extension Institute, NARE.
When Papa come in, you know you could catch your money. But Papa's take like 6 months before you ripe. Everything you must buy. Farm around your home is important and everything. Sometimes you might get money to buy something and you get a little thing, you could exchange. You understand? So farm around you is important. Sometimes you run with the cash, like I get a little cherry there, a broken. I could go and sell it and get something.
NARE, as an agricultural agency of the state, plays an important role in driving government's thrust to diversify food production and reduce the food import bill. Dr. Odio Omenot, CEO of NARE, tells us how his institution helps Homestead and other farmers in improving their production.
For a number of years now, we have been trying to develop new or modern technologies for the farming community, especially as these relate to adaptation to climate change. Because in Guyana, we focus on food security. We're focusing on the export market as well. What is important for us, especially from the standpoint of the Institute, is that the technology we develop must be transferred. And apart from transferring the technology, we measure our success based on the adoption of the technology. Adoption means adoption by the farmers, because at the end of the day, it's for their benefit.
With 1 in every 9 persons in the world going to bed hungry every day, it is clear that individuals can mitigate world hunger by acts as simple as cultivating their homestead. The average Guyanese, no doubt, supplements their wages and salaries by producing crops and livestock around the homestead. Just watching a plant grow can also bring an nice sense of satisfaction.
In this segment, we will examine the benefits and the challenges of what environmentalists consider the ideal farm type and the source of what the world desires most in the maintenance of healthy eating: food minus the chemical fertilizers.
If you are into farming, you do not have to restrict yourself to crop only or livestock only. Integrated farming, where there are crops and livestock, can be cost effective. Integrated farming methods allow farmers to use the drop-ins to improve their crops. Excess crop yields in return can feed the animals. Kurt Adam learned integrated farming while growing up and practices it today at his farm in Buxton.
Start small and gradually you're going to step up. That is what you do. I start from me yard space and this is what me there now. You understand me? And this is what me there. So I believe in the yard planting. You get your little two goat, your little sheep, you get your little fowl, get your little Creole egg. There's long ago, as little by me know them things, them thing me know about, as small by. You understand me? Some me know everybody run away, they got to buy this and they got to buy this. No man, cut back.
The old adage says, one man's waste is another man's treasure. Simply, in the words of the homestead farming, the poultry farmer's waste is the crop farmer's treasure, and vice versa. The reality usually makes for the creation and maintenance of healthy communal relation among farmers. Adams says he strives for organically produced vegetables, which are usually in high demand and attracts higher market price. That is why he used the drop-ins of livestock as his source of fertilizer for crops.
Mole again, there's mole again. You take the same mole and you get it for your plants again. All is mixed up with the cow mole and the chicken mole. And then the rich goat mole, a rich mole. So they have to know because it burn your plant down all. They have to fark up, throw it on the bed, wait a time. And then you wet off and then you do your thing. Then you know other type of chemical.
Where does get the cow mole and the chicken mole from?
Well, my neighbor does get a cow. I mean, if my neighbors we're going to get plenty cow. The chicken mole, them magaril. The magaril does mine chicken and so.
So basically the man who is doing cattle, as in cow farming, and the man who doing poultry, as in chicken farming, actually help you through the waste.
Yes, because I don't have to pay for it. I don't have to pay for it, and there's something good. And the girls don't bag it off all. Somebody's going to pick up, put in my vehicle and move. So I thank God for that, because they just ease me a lot.
Meanwhile, Owen McGarrell takes comfort in knowing that he has a variety of livestock, and while demand may change from time to time, there's always something to fill the gap. He rears various breeds of livestock. McGarrell says his integrated farming allows him the safety net of knowing that should one part fail, he has the other to rely on. Adams says integrating livestock on his vegetables homestead farm is important in helping supplement his income in times of need.
I like animals, and you see, right now, animal is a business, and goat get money, because when you see me plant, when you see me get me goat and me pen, and you see them goat man who was butcher man passing wrong, and they like me goat, I call me price. You pay me price, you get a goat. You can. So goat is a good thing. So they make me run short, sore lesson fee. You have to tell you, I say man, my wife like she like sell. I say man, some man tell you what to do. Call them by there. Get rid of one in ram. Just ease me stress.
Whether it's cattle farming, crops, or integrated farming, all farmers would tell you drainage and irrigation are critical. For the service, farmers depend on the National and Irrigation Authority. Dave Hicks is a senior engineer at the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, which has the responsibility for managing the drainage and irrigation system across the country. His mandate is to ensure execution of the plans of the NDIA.
Part of NDIA mandate is to develop capacity into the local organs or the regions. So What happened is that the regions and farmers would identify a problem, or through our own investigation, see there's a problem, develop this capacity, and then hand it over to the region to kind of operate and control.
It is Bob Marley who said, in the absence of water, a fool is thirsty. Do not allow that to be the truth for you. Now that you have heard of the simple steps involved in homestead farming and its many financial and nutritional benefits, get busy, get farming.
Horticulture is the branch of agriculture that deals with the art, science, technology, and business of growing plants. It includes the cultivation of medicinal plants, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, sprouts, mushrooms, algae, flowers, seaweeds, and non-food crops such as grass and ornamental trees and plants.
A great thinker somewhere once said, "Variety is the spice of life." Like every aspect of life, this also holds true for farming. While some choose to farm livestock and others food crops, there are those who prefer to utilize available land for cultivation of decorative plants. Arlene is one such person. Arlene, who has in excess of 100 pots of decorative plants around her home, says her choice is influenced by her extreme love for plants.
I'm not from here, I'm from Borbies, and from the time I know myself, I love flower plants, so I decide I come here now, I bring some from there, and I come here and I buy the rest. Because I love plants.
While in Arlene's flower garden, we recognize that plant pots were mostly elevated and nicely painted. Curiosity got the best of us, and that made us realize that love outshines all. Arlene explains that the area is prone to flooding, but that would not prevent her from planting. She encouraged others not to be discouraged from doing what they love.
Because we just get flood here, and if you leave them on the ground and the water come and catch them, they would die. So that is the reason why they're up there. I would tell them plant it and look what I did. I buy blocks and put them up that when the water come, that they wouldn't die in the water. So I would advise them to continue planting and buy blocks and put them on or something, or you could build things and put them on.
Looking at Arlene's exotic garden, one is tempted to believe it would take long days and perhaps nights to achieve such beauty. Arlene shares how she does it. And of course, she does not place a monetary value on her garden's beauty.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't. I can't. If I was to buy, well, I buy unto $1,000, $2,000, $300, $500, with the very small ones, so $300, $500, and so on. About an hour in the morning and in the afternoon, because the leaf and the flowers that drop on the ground, I just pick them up every morning and afternoon too, and water.
Remember that old saying? Well, Arlene certainly believes variety is the spice of life, because mixed into her flower garden are also plants with food value. She has crops of lime, lemon, guava, cherries, mangoes, banana, plantain, cassava, edos, shallots, and even thyme. This, she says, saves her from going to the market.
So I'm saving myself because it's the organic thing, no fertilizer. Because I want organic things to eat. That's why I choose to plant the other plants them. Because it's not flower plant alone.
As we all are aware that the average farmer cultivates the land with the intentions of not only providing food for the immediate family, but also to earn money by selling the excess. In Arlene's case, it appears as though love for others is as much as her love for plants. Asked if she sells the decorative plants or the excess from her vegetables,
I just give away. I just give to my family then. Maybe later down, I would think about setting small ones and sell. Man, I love plants. I love them. When I look at them, they're so beautiful. I love them. I always love plants.
Thank you for watching Guyana 411. Do join us again next week. Remember, you can contact us on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you once again for watching.